I'm Prince. I'm Drops. I'm Christino.
And I'm Lady Noyz, and we're the Drunken Monkz, and you're watching NBA XL.
The Nuggets are in, and the Pacers and Warriors are out of here. It's playoff time, baby. We're in front of the ACC, our headquarters here for NBA XL, your #1 source for basketball culture. I'm your boy, Mark Strong.
And I'm your girl, JoJo, with the disappointment in Miami from the 76ers being a complete surprise in the East. Mark, I'm telling you, this year's NBA season has had more interesting stories than a show on Telemundo.
Well, mira, in the beginning of the year, it was all about Kobe's future in LA. We didn't know what was going to happen. Then we moved on to the biggest trade in the league with the Suns and the Heat. And, of course, who could forget the Celtics? That's where it all started, man. Who would think that they'd be able to pull it all together and actually have the best record in the league?
Well, of course, the big three have their eyes on their 17th championship banner. But me personally, I have my eyes on what will no doubt be the greatest matchup in the history of the playoffs. Boston versus Detroit. I just split my pants.
Get excited, Joe. In the next half hour, man, it's all about the Drunken Monkz. We'll also see what's going on with the Raptors and their playoff hopes. And hey, man, let's talk about clutch performance. Clutch in the clutch performance right now. Let's get into more of the playoffs right here in the Buzz.
No, seriously, I
You
split
need
my
to
pants.
take some Ritalin or something.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, b-ball junkies, the tallies are in, the stage is set, and the time is upon us. The playoffs are here, and this is how the East Side is going down. The Boston 3 Party held down the #1 spot for most of the year. KG and company will be squaring off against the Young Hawks from the ATL, who will be making their first playoff appearance in 9 years. The boys from the Motor City finished off another rock-solid season, finishing second in the East. And they'll be hosting Iggy and the surprising Sixers, who finished the year off on a tear to secure the 7th playoff position. Superman and his supporting cast of heroes sit at the 3. They'll be taking on CB4 and the Raptors, who are looking to expose the magic tricks in Orlando. At the 4-5 matchup for the 3rd year in a row, it'll be a Cleveland-Washington reunion. LeBron and his Cavs are looking to return to the promised land, but will have to face an already tough Washington squad with a late but very important addition to their roster. So there you have it, your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5s for the East. Next week, we get in depth with the West Side.
When the Toronto Raptors beat the Miami Heat to lock down the 6th position in this year's playoffs, I screamed with excitement. But no moment was more exciting than when the bad boys from the Raps knocked out the New Jersey Nets from the postseason. Let me tell you, when that happened, it was all about the champagne wishes and caviar dreams, darling. Well, right now, let's keep that party frame of mind going as we take a look back on the Raptors' playoff history here on NBA XL.
The Raptors were born in 1995, and it took the franchise 5 years of growing pains to finally reach the playoffs. But the first go-around in the playoffs for the Raptors definitely can be viewed as a learning experience. They met the battle-tested boys from the NYC, and although each game was in doubt till the final moments, the Knicks pulled out the brooms in front of the ACC crowd in Game 3. The following season proved to be one of the most memorable seasons to date for the Raps. Vince Carter struggled in his first playoff experience, and although it took until Game 4 of the series to finally bust out, Air Canada and company proved to the world that Toronto was for real.
Toronto Raptors coming in, and in only their 2nd year making the playoffs, move along.
And on to the second round the Raptors went. Waiting was the newly crowned MVP, Allen Iverson, and his Philadelphia 76ers, where VC and AI began a battle for the ages.
Having covered a few of these over the years, Hubie, I have to say that we are in the midst of seeing something special here.
Following Vince and Allen's 50-point games, the Raptors faced elimination in Game 6. But Lenny Wilkins played a hunch and made a change in the starting lineup, inserting rookie Mo Peterson, hoping a little Flintstone representation would spark the team. It worked.
Steal, Peterson, yes.
On to Game 7. instant classic material. But in the end, that game will be remembered as the peak of the Raptors' playoff success. The next season, after squeaking into the playoffs with an improbable run without its franchise player, the Raptors met the upstart Detroit Pistons fresh off of being crowned Central Division champions. Detroit took the first 2 games at home, but Toronto battled back to even the best-of-5 series and sent everyone to Monktown for the decisive Game 5.
What a series! What a stand by the Raptors, but it's over.
After that series, the downhill slide began and the Raptors wouldn't see postseason action until 5 years later. There, they met a familiar face. Game 1 went to the experience of the Nets, but the Raps battled to even the series in Game 2. Then on to the Swamp, where Vince Carter and the Nets took full control of the series, taking a 3-1 series lead. But in Game 5, the Raptors refused to end their season in front of the ACC crowd.
The energy level has been spectacular from the fan base all season long. And the Raptor fans on their feet here in Game 5. 6 seconds remaining. Give it up. No good. Raptors win. Get up. We're headed to New Jersey.
The scene shifted back to Jersey, where the game went right down to the wire.
At the top of the circle. He threw it away, intercepted by Jefferson. This ball game is over, and the Raptors season is over.
Now the Raptors return once again to the second season, matched up with Superman himself. Get ready, y'all. It's about to go down.
Got to keep Ford out of the paint. Look at this night. There he is in the paint. Oh, it makes Jeffries fall down. It's booze from the crowd. One break here for Boston. Rondo, nicely done. Oh, foul. So here's Crawford the other way. Wow. Oh, no. How about that? Steve Blake left in Nate Robinson's wake. He's only got 2 in the quarter. He's only got 2 rebounds in the second half as well. All around, Knights into the lane, going lefty all the way, laid it up and in. Check your shoes, make sure they're still tied tight. Broke your ankles on that cross.
You're watching NBA XL. It's your boy Mark Strong, Strizzy, if you know me well. If you know me well, you know I was part of a breakdancing crew back in the day called the 4 Knights of Funk. Yeah, that's right. You know, I was Sir Tick-a-Lot, you know. Well, actually, my forte was up rock when I used to go down on the... But anyway, hip-hop and basketball have always had a marriage, a bond together that can never, ever be broken. Because, see, hip-hop is life, and basketball is hip-hop in motion. Did I just say that? Somebody write that down quickly. Let's get to our girl Minerva, man. She's on special assignment, sitting down talking to the people from the Drunken Monkz as they link b-ball and b-boys all in one segment right here on NBA XL.
What's up, NBA XL? It's Minerva here from your very own Toronto Raptors Dance Pack. We're here in livestock with one of TO's finest breakdancing crews, Drunken Monkz. We'll be talking to them about b-boying, battling, and of course, some ball. Let's go check them out. So tell us, what is Drunken Monkz all about?
We're all about energy, flavor, unique style, and just dopeness.
When did you guys become a group, and where'd you guys get your name from?
This is the probably second, third generation of Drunken Monkz. It started off with a whole other roster, and then I joined along with my boy Handles. And so all of us come from different crews originally, so we're kind of a mashup of crews which came together.
So is there an NBA player that best represents your style?
You know, I have to say Anthony Parker from the Raptors.
Parker turns the corner and it dunks!
He does everything very well, you know, he's got a very well-rounded game, and the same thing with breakdancing. There's a lot of different aspects you can break down and try and be good at. So I can do a little bit of power, I can do a little bit of style, a little bit of dancing, you know, a little bit of freezes, and I can do it very, very consistently. You know, Rondo from the Celtics.
That's what I'm talking about.
Boston stacked with like Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce, and I mean, for him, that must feel really intimidating playing with all those veterans. And for me, being the youngest on the crew, I mean, all these guys have tons of years more experience than I do.
It has to be Ivy.
Iverson cranks it up. How about a three-pointer?
Watching him play is like, I can relate it to some soccer teams, like the two sports I can watch. I mean, they just dance on cats, and when he goes at it, he's like a bat of hell. Like when he's going hard, he's going hard. So I mean, I can relate to that. I can relate to being the little one, to being the man out for that sense. But when it comes down to it, you don't really want to get in my way.
One huge aspect of b-boying and b-girling is the battle, correct? Now, what actually goes through your mind when you're face-to-face with your opponent?
I'd say nothing. I try to think absolutely nothing. The moment I start to think, just like in a basketball game, if like you go to take a shot and you start thinking about the mechanics of your shot, you're gonna go off, you know? If you just let things come naturally and do what it was that you prepared for, then more than likely it's gonna come off the way it's supposed to.
That's the buzzer! Oh, Wade puts it in!
And it's trying to control the adrenaline too. Because just like in basketball, there's times in like a battle where you have to go in and you're expected to do something to like respond to something. And if you let your nerves get to you, definitely it's gonna affect your balance. It's gonna affect your energy level. So yeah, controlling your adrenaline and harnessing it as opposed to letting it control you.
So are there any aspects of breaking that you can compare to basketball, such as training, preparation, the movements, anything else that you can compare the two sports?
It can be very similar in the sense like one player, like say like the Cleveland Cavaliers, like LeBron James, he can come in and he can like dominate a game, and it could be the same thing with a crew. If you have one really strong person, they can come in and they can win a battle for you.
James at the buzzer nails the three-pointer.
At the same time, you could have a team like the Detroit Pistons who are very strong individually. Like each guy comes in and they score 10, 12 points. They all do their part, right? And you got guys coming off the bench, and like you can have b-boy crews like that as well. The synergy between the crews, they can come in and they can win as a group, just as opposed to as a couple of people who come in and really smoke it. So.
To compare the two, you'd have to think of the energy that you bring to the battle. And if you're coming against your opponent and they're coming hard at you, you need to bring it right back to them. You got to dunk in their face.
Swift hammers it. A tomahawk.
With breaking, you got to burn them. You got to hit that move right back in the face. Take their confidence away.
Right.
And then you're going to start winning the game.
Of all sports that you can watch professionally, I think it's the closest in terms of raw energy.
Oh, speaking of hops. Oh, wow. Together again. Oh, what a block by that seal. My goodness.
And that's what a battle's like. Like when you're in there, it's 100% or it's you get smoked. I think the swagger that the players carry is really similar to b-boys. I think it's just, as much as you're an athlete, there's like so much style attached to it.
Barron on Luke, around his back to put it up and in. Play of the night. My goodness. Let's see that again.
Great ball.
That's a wrap, XL. Big thanks to Livestock for letting us chill in their spot. Shouts out to Drunken Monkz and my girl, the Raptors Dance Pack. That's it for me, XL. Later.
Here comes Felton in the backcourt. Felton into the front court. Up top. Felton a pull-up three. That's good! With 3/10 of a second remaining. Outlaw got to put it into motion. Outlaw against Smith. 22-footer for the game. Yes! Travis Outlaw scores! Parker. No! magic hoogie to midcourt.
Larry Bird, a.k.a. the Hick from French Lick, led the Boston Celtics to 3 NBA titles in the 80s. Well, despite numerous buzz beaters, Bird's biggest dagger was when he stole the ball from Isaiah in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, with the regular season over, no plays are more